Hi everyone. Tonight I went to Birmingham's Perry Bar railway station. I was last there about 10 years and 2 weeks ago. I was always planning to return, but it took a little bit longer than I anticipated. Let me explain. I want to talk to you about mental health. 2019 has been a year when many people who have previously suffered in silence have come forward and spoken bravely about their stories. Both famous people and so-called ordinary people have found the strength to tell the world of their journeys. I don't want to talk about 2019. For me, apart from the odd wobble, it's been a good solid year for me. No, I want to wind the clock back 10 years exactly. The 2009 version of Guy was in a bad place. I'd been working in retail for over a quarter of a century. And I suddenly felt I couldn't do it anymore. I'd become a single, absent father, having made the decision that I wasn't good enough to have a partner. The last couple have been good when I met them, but I'd somehow turned them into not very nice people who kept my children away from me. I had no actual friends, no one apart from someone who kind of lied to me constantly. I knew it and he knew I knew it. In short, my life was a mess. I went to see my doctor. He hit me with citalopram, a sick note and a counsellor, all at the same time. What I didn't realise was that with that particular combination, it gets worse before it gets better. As it came closer to Christmas, I began to withdraw from social media and into myself. I reached the conclusion that I was broken and that the best solution for everyone was to press a reset button, like on a computer. But in order for my life to restart, it would first need to stop. I began having dreams about writing goodbye letters to all those who had missed me. The sad thing was that in my head there are not that many letters to write. I decided the ideal time to go would be between Christmas and New Year. That way, everyone would be so wrapped up in their parties and no one would notice. Round about now would be ideal. I used to work in the nearby shopping precinct before I went off sick, and when my car broke down, I used to use Perry Bar train station as my means to get home. I noticed over time that a few minutes before my train stopped, there'd be one that didn't. Nobody knew how low I'd got. To all those on Facebook, I was still happy Guy. Excuse the pun. My brother certainly didn't know how I was feeling. He had no idea. Didn't know what I was planning. But on Christmas Day, he inadvertently foiled my suicide plans. He sent his son to pick me up from my sad empty flat and take me to his family for Christmas. It was a Christmas I'd never forget. I stayed a couple of nights and returned home on the day that I was planning to leave my home for the last time. My next counselling session was the beginning of the rebuild. My counsellor asked me to make 3 resolutions, one that was simple, one that was quite simple, and one that would take a bit of work. I achieved all 3 within the first 3 months of 2010. The last 10 years haven't been all fun and games. I've had a few lapses, I can tell you, but nothing remotely like what happened to me 10 years ago. I now have a fiance who helps me to see the signs of dipping, and I have mechanisms in place to step back when I need to. I'm telling you this now, and it may surprise or even shock you to think that even I, happy Guy, could suffer. But I did, and I do. My message as we head into 2020 is to look around you. If you know someone who's acting differently to what you're used to, sadder, quieter, even unusually happy. I was very up when I made the decision I was going to kill myself. just please check on them. And if you know someone who's started to get help, that's not the end of it. Check on them too. Once help starts, it usually gets worse for them before it starts to get better. As the song goes, the darkest hour is before dawn. If I've made any one of you watching this video think about someone you know who isn't being their normal selves, or if you yourself have had similar feelings, you're not alone. Reach out. By the way, those 3 resolutions, the easy one was quit my job. The real hard one was I always fancied singing on stage with the guitar. I've done that a few times since. And the one in the middle was to meet someone that loved me for me. Well, 2020 is going to be a happy new year for me because we're getting married. For everyone else watching, have a lovely new year. Thank you.